We are seated today with an edge expert, Christine. Welcome to this episode on Edge. You can introduce yourself and we can continue on with the conversation.
Hi, Bevin. My
Yes.
name is Christine Nzisa. I am an edge expert and sustainability consultant at Urban Green Consultants. Yeah, thank you for having me on this series.
Thank you. Thank you for sparing your time to have us. And to start with, what has been your background in education before you got into the green building sector?
Um, so I studied civil engineering in JKUAT, Juja campus, for 5 years, and I graduated in 2019. After which I got into the job market like any other graduate. So I worked for 5 years as a civil structural engineer. The last job I was at Eng Plan Consulting Engineers, where we did a lot of buildings, residential, commercial. Yeah, I was basically doing the conventional engineering work. And then somewhere along the line, passion started growing in me
Yeah.
on sustainability, sustainable development goals, and how that connects to the construction industry. So that's how I landed on green buildings. And I just started reading articles and introducing myself to new ways of thinking about design. And eventually I learned about Kenya Green Building Society, and I just on a whim, I joined KGBS, and I got to meet so many people who have the same passion as me. And I got inspired to do the Edge Expert course. So I did, and one thing led to another, and eventually I shifted my entire career from conventional engineering to green building consulting. Yeah.
That's quite interesting. Very interesting journey.
Yeah.
You said your passion grew
Mm-hmm.
and it drove you now to look into more things, reading articles.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I've kind of had the same journey because my passion also grew, though I'm still in school.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you, I joined KGBS and I got a lot of people who actually have the same drive as I have, or the same mindset, the same passion, and that is why we are here at the end of the
Yeah.
day, talking about green building and edge.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, since you have already done the edge training and you have become an edge expert, could you kindly explain to us, because most of the viewers have just know that there is an edge training, then after the training you do the exam, then after the exam you become an edge expert if you pass. So could you take us through the process you went through?
The first step was the KGBS introduced me to Edge, because I was not aware that there are any green building tools out there that have standardized metrics of measures, design measures to adopt when doing design for a building.
Yeah.
So KGBS introduced me to a wide range of green building tools that are in the market. So I started with Edge. I felt like it's a low-hanging fruit because of how easy it is, or not necessarily easy, but
Yeah.
it's it has simpler metrics compared to other green building tools out there. Yeah, so I registered for the exam. KGBS is the one that they hire trainers to train their members. So I registered for the exam. We went for a 1-day workshop training at a selected location, and then they give you, when you complete the training, they give you an exam ID number, and then that is the one that you use to pay for the exam and sit for the exam. And it has an expiration date, so you have to sit for the exam within that period where the exam ID is valid. So I did the exam and luckily I passed. It was a bit tough because it was a new thing for
Yeah.
me. Yeah, so, but I passed, and afterwards, after getting that certificate, I now started looking for opportunities where I could leverage this skill that I now have. And I also did a number of other courses, short courses,
Yeah.
which enriched my EDGE expert certificate. So the background in civil engineering plus my EDGE expert certification and also the other short courses I had done,
Yeah.
they all worked together. It was like a cocktail of skills
Yeah.
that now eventually, when I had these papers, I could now use them for interviews and, you know, pitch my skills and my knowledge. And yeah, that's how I ended up at Urban Green Consultants.
Amazing journey. I think from what you've shared, we have gotten to see what it takes to become an edge expert and what to expect when you sign up for the training and also the exam. And also shout out to KGBS because they're doing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I
are
also wouldn't have known about Edge if it wasn't for joining
KGBS.
KGBS. Because you've been also practicing as an Edge consultant for a while, would you take us through what it looks like on ground when you're going to probably upgrade a building to become Edge certified, or the building has not yet been built, so you're being consulted and all that. So
Yeah.
the how it looks like on ground, the process and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so the dynamics of each project depend on, they're not usually the same.
Yeah.
It depends on the project team that you find, the client. Yeah, so the dynamics shift from project to project. However, there's like a baseline of consistent procedures that we do. First and foremost, when you get a project, there are various ways you can get a project. Maybe the client is the one who reached out to you, or you're the one who went and pitched the service to a client, or
Yeah.
a project manager, or a developer, an architect. So however you get the project varies on a lot of circumstances.
Yeah.
So once you get a project, it depends. Is it a design? Is it at the design stage, or is it already a completed building where the client wants to retrofit for it to align with green building standards?
Yeah.
So usually the first step is to review drawings. You review drawings, you check what it has, what it does not have, and then you start now feeding the edge model. You have to create an edge model for that particular project.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is a free to use, it's a free app. I'm sure you've not done the Edge Expert course, but when you do, you'll be introduced to it.
To the app.
It's a free for all public, yeah, to use.
I've seen it a bit
You've seen
online.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you create a project, and then now you start feeding into the model based on the documentation you have received from the design team, drawings, specifications, all that. And then you run the simulation. The model does that, and it gives you the performance of the building in terms of percentages.
Yeah.
How it's performing in terms of energy usage, water usage, and the embodied carbon in the materials used for that building.
Yeah.
And from there now, if the thresholds have not been met, that would earn a building an EDGE certificate, you advise now the client, you make recommendations, do this, adopt LED lighting with energy saving lighting,
Yeah.
use flow fixtures with lower flow rates, use flash fixtures with lower flash volumes, and instead of using concrete walls, use stone walls.
Yeah.
You know, you advise based on the green building measures. Yeah, and then when the client adopts this and changes their design, they submit back the documentation to you, and then now it passes the thresholds, and then now you submit the file to the GBCI. GBCI is the reviewing body,
Yeah.
the certifying body. So you submit it to them. An edge audit is done by a separate edge auditor,
Yeah.
and eventually you get the edge certificate for the project. It's a very iterative process, back and forth, back and forth. You really have to have good communication skills. so that the project may not fall back. And then eventually you get your certification. So there's a preliminary certificate for design projects and then post-construction certificate for completed projects. Yes, have I answered your question?
Yeah, you've answered very well.
Okay.
And in detail. So, since you've been doing this for quite a while, would you say, because it is passion that drove you to this area, would you say that you are, should I call it, servicing a passion as you expected to, or are you looking even to go in are you looking to go into more stuff ahead of your career, or
Yeah.
you've now found what you want to do?
I can say that I am living my dream. This has always been my dream, even though I did not know it back then.
Yeah.
I just knew I wanted to do something that has an impact to the external environment, to people. And yeah, but there's always room for growth. You can't say you've arrived and there's no more heights to be reached. So apart from EDGE and the work we do here at UGC, we also have other green building tools that we use, like LEED. That's an acronym for Leadership in Environmental and Energy Design. There are various other services we offer, like building simulation analysis, carbon auditing, life cycle assessment of buildings. We also do sustainability reporting. So, and all these are skills that you need to learn to gain accreditation on. So, in as much as I'm living my dream and I love what I do because it comes from a place of passion, I also engage myself to learning and growing my skills and gaining other additional, accreditations. Yeah, but all within the field of sustainability, so that it can enrich, my green building skills. Yeah, so it's I'm happy, but I'm still growing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. There's always room for growth.
Yeah, for sure.
And lastly, to someone who would want to get into this green space in the built environment, what would you tell them, and how would you motivate them to pursue it?
Okay, that's a good question. So as many people in this field will tell you, this is the future of construction. Every person is going green, every developer, even bankers, people who are looking to fund construction projects, they require buildings to be green, resource efficient, the environment around it has to be protected and restored, biodiversity has to be preserved. So green is is the future basically. So anyone who is in the construction industry and is aspiring to join this movement, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate, because it's the future and it's assured. Also, upskilling is very necessary. You can't say you have a passion for green building and the green movement and just don't do anything, and don't study, don't learn. Gain these skills, gain accreditation. There are so many courses out there. Most of them are free, actually. But even the ones where you're paying, it's a worthwhile investment, investing in yourself, and the money will come back eventually because you will get opportunities for jobs, and so go for it and upskill. That's what I'd say to the public.
That's quite amazing. And just to go back a little bit, you mentioned that there are some short courses that you also did, and right now you've also mentioned that it is good to, when you have that passion for the green built environment, to take up these courses and do something about it. So what are some of the courses that you have done, or you did, or you are doing to help you further yourself in this career, and also play a part in the green built movement?
So the other courses I did were, I did a carbon and ESG analyst course. where it's all about carbon accounting and ESG. ESG is environmental social governance.
Yeah.
So it is sustainability beyond just the mundane, energy saving, and it goes even into social, social aspects, governance aspects,
Yeah.
and how a company impacts the external environment, and vice versa. Also, how the external environment impacts a company.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then also there's sustainability reporting that I'm also currently doing, because it has become now, it's going to be mandatory for companies to report on the impacts they have to the environment and vice versa.
Yeah.
So they are going to need people who can do such reports, and that's why, now I'm working on that. There are things to do with corporate sustainability, responsibility. So all that, it's a jargon of, a lot of like alphabets and acronyms.
Yeah.
So it can be confusing, but once you're in it, then you understand it and it becomes easy. So there are many courses out there. For me personally, I'm focused on ESG and sustainability reporting, carbon accounting, carbon auditing, and all that. Things to do with greenhouse gas emissions accounting, and all that.
Yeah, that's very nice. And I think from the conversation we've had, our viewers have gotten a lot of insights and also some short courses to do to help them even take part in this movement. Yeah, so thank you for this conversation, and we look forward to having you even more on further conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.